Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Our homage to the noble teacher, our Guru Bhante Ji, who taught us the great teachings of Supreme Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namobuddhay. Today, I thought of talking about a discourse which is talking about merits. In Khuddaka Nikaya, there is a discourse called Nidhikanda Sutta, the discourse on the treasurer of merit. Dear meritorious friends, Supreme Buddha explained happiness is another name for merits, or else merits means another name for happiness. Normally in the world, people are trying to protect their wealth, money, jewelries, gold, and everything. Some people used to make some treasurer for the future benefits, for the future usage. So people dig a deep down and until they meet water, and then they dig a big hole, a deep hole, until they meet water, and keep their valuable things like gold, gems, and everything in that deep well and close it. They think by doing that, when a need arises, this will be useful to me. That is why they keep their wealth by digging a big well and putting those wealth in that deep down place with an idea to use it when they need those things. Normally, people in the past times used to do this, right? So, why they do that? They think that there will be some hard times for me. When there is a hard time for me, so I can give that money, give that wealth to the kings, and I can have a security. And I can give those money to the thieves and can protect my life, can give money to the thieves and ask them not to kill me, but to take my wealth. And sometimes need to have money when I am in debt. I can give the money and pay that debt. With that purpose also, people put their money in a deep well those days and try to protect the wealth. And also, they think that there will be a hard times. There will be some hard times. When the hard times comes, I can use this money. I can use this treasurer. I can use this wealth when I need those things, right? So, with that purpose, people try to protect their wealth. And then though they think like that, though the people think that they can use those things, sometimes they forget the place where they uh, kept the money, kept the wealth. Sometimes thieves come and take the things, and they can't use it then. Sometimes the earthquakes and some things happens, and the treasurer shifted into some other places, shifts from the place where we kept. Sometimes the owner forgets, the person who placed it forgets that the place where I put that thing, so that they won't be able to use it, as he is not in a position to remember the place. Sometimes some nagas, serpents, some nagas take them to their places, move it to their places. And then some spirits like yakas, they take them to their places. So they take those things away. So then the owner won't be able to use that when they need, right? That means there is a possibility, a big possibility of losing the wealth that we have kept for the safe. So there will be a big chance, there will be a big possibility of losing the wealth. So the Supreme Buddha told like this: when one shows generosity, right, towards when one, but when a woman or a man practices generosity, maintain good morals, conduct, it means virtue, and when practices self control and do meditations, that is a treasurer that is truly well buried. That means when you do charity works, when you donate, then merit arises, right? When you do charity, when you donate, then you will receive merits because of giving, because of donation. When you practice virtue, when you protect precepts, normally Supreme Buddha asked lay people to protect 5 precepts daily. And in full moon days and the other poya days, Supreme Buddha asked the lay people to take uposatha, to protect 8 precepts. Whenever you are in a position, whenever the lay people are in a position to protect 10 precepts, then it is good to protect, good to practice that even. But normally Buddha said daily 5 precepts, and in poya days 8 precepts. So taking precepts, protecting precepts, you can have merits. That is the second method of getting merits, earning, having merits. And then the third method of receiving merits is doing meditation. So then dana, sila, bhavana. We can have merits. We can earn merits, right? Supreme Buddha told that is the well protected treasurer than the money or gold, gems, whatever the valuable things that you have buried with an idea to take later, take whenever you need. So that what is the best treasurer that you can earn and keep for the well-being of yourself, that is merits, right? So if you can earn much merits using doing dana, sila, bhavana, then nobody can take it. Even the kings can't take that, even the thieves can't take that, and it won't vanish without giving effects. It will come even after the death. Supreme Buddha in Dhammapada said this: mind is the greatest, mind is the most powerful thing, right? Mano pubbanga madamma, mind arises first. Mano setta, mind is the greatest. Manomaya, everything arises in the mind. And then, if a person does something with a pure mind, manasache pasannena, if somebody tells something or do something, right? If somebody tells something or does something with a pure mind, manasache pasannena, basativa karotiva. Basativa, if you say something, karotiva, if you do something, tato nang sukhaman veti chayavanapayini. Happiness will come after you as the shadow who is coming after yourself, right? As the shadow which comes after yourself, the merits will come after you. What merits? The merits that you have done with a pure mind, using words and actions, right? So then the merits will be coming after you by giving happiness every day. By giving happiness every day. So, as a wise person, as wise people, what you have to do is you have to collect more merits. Don't even let a simple little merit to go away. Try your best to collect that. Try your best to have this. Do dana, sila, bhavana every day, evening, morning, night, whenever the time. If you have a chance to have merits, then you just try your best to collect merits by taking refuge in Buddha, taking refuge in Dhamma, taking refuge in Sangha. Supreme Buddha said, 3 rivers of merits will flow to yourself. And also, when you stop killing, stop robbing and stealing, stop having sexual misconduct, and stop telling lies, stop having intoxicant things, when you are trying to follow 5 precepts, another 5 rivers of merits will be flowing to your life. That means whenever you practice, Buddhism, whenever you take refuge in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, whenever you practice virtue, protect precepts, then 8 rivers will flow. 8 rivers of merits will flow to yourself, right? So every day then, evening or morning, you go to the statue of Supreme Buddha, take your hands together and say, I take refuge in Buddha, I take refuge in Dhamma, I take refuge in Sangha. For the second time, I take refuge in Buddha. For the second time, I take refuge in Dhamma. For the second time, I take refuge in Sangha. And also say, for the third time, I take refuge in Buddha. For the third time, I take refuge in Dhamma. For the third time, I take refuge in Sangha. And also I say, I refrain from killing anything being. I refrain from having anything others which is not given. I refrain doing sexual misconduct. I refrain from telling lies. I refrain from having something intoxicant, right? Every day, morning or evening, once a day or twice a day, if you can, try to take refuge and also take precepts. So then, every day, 8 rivers of merits will be flowing to your life. As we know, merits brings happiness to our lives. Merits bring happiness to our lives. And those merits will be giving happiness to us in this life. They will be coming after us next lives, and also they will be coming after us until the supreme liberation. Supreme Buddha said, talking about a lady, a woman, a man, if they take precepts, if they take refuge in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, if they take precepts, if they are protecting precepts, that is the well, that is the treasurer which is truly well buried. So then, all of you are having a well buried treasurer. Why is that? The reason is you are taking refuge in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and you are protecting 5 precepts every day, and you are protecting 8 precepts uposatha on Poya days, so that you are having a treasurer which is well buried. Whenever you go to the next birth, you are taking them. Until the supreme liberation, you can enjoy the treasure that you have earned in this life. But talking about the treasure that you have placed digging a very big hole and into the deep, and you put the jewelries, you put gold coins, you put gems and everything into that deep place and closed it with an idea to take. Supreme Buddha says that you won't be able to have that, right? But Supreme Buddha says that nobody can have, right, the merits that you have gathered, the treasurer of merits that you have gathered, nobody can have. And also, if you want, you can transfer them to, those merits to some other one, but it won't reduce. Though you transfer your merits to the people or the friends or the dead relatives, the merits will not be reduced. It will be increased again and again, right? So doing dana, sila, bhavana is the best way to have a well buried treasurer, right? So Supreme Buddha said, when a person wants to have a beautiful body, right? Beauty comes with merits, right? There is a person who is beautiful. That means he has collected the merits to be beautiful in the previous lives. If somebody is having, clear eyes, clear ears, clear nose, good mouth, right? A good body, right? And a good mind means if somebody is having those six things, that means he has done a great merit to have those things. If somebody is rich, means he has done merits to be rich in the past. And also, if somebody is born in a high caste family, means he has done merits to be born in a high caste family. If somebody is in a position to understand the reality of the world, the suffering, the cause of suffering, cessation of suffering, and the path leading to the cessation of suffering, if somebody is in a position to understand the Four Noble Truths, that means he has done merits to have such a wise mind, right? And if somebody is born in a human world, if somebody is born in a divine world, if somebody is born in a Brahma world, that means he has done merits to be born in those worlds, right? If somebody is born in the hell, animals world, and then ghost world, Titans world, means those follower worlds, means they have done demerits to be born there, and they have not done merits to be born in the human world. That is why people are having different kinds of births, right? So when talking about Kosala Mallika, she came to the Buddha and asked, Supreme Buddha, there is a girl or a boy who is beautiful, but they are poor. There are rich people who are ugly. What is the reason for that? Then Supreme Buddha explained, though somebody is beautiful, what is the reason for that? She is beautiful because she has done merits to be beautiful, but she hasn't done merits to be rich. That is why they are poor. If somebody is ugly and also rich, means that person didn't do merits to be beautiful. That is why he is ugly. But he has collected, he has done merits to be rich. That is the difference between, the status, the levels in the world, right? So then you have a beautiful daughter, you have a rich son. That means they have done merits. So then Supreme Buddha said, to have a beautiful body, right? We have to have merits, to have a wonderful voice, a brilliant voice, and the voice, a voice which everybody likes to listen. You should have merits. You have done merits, right? So then, if you have a handsome body, means that means you have done merits to have that. And also, if you are having a good social level, right, some status in the society, that means you have done merits to be respected. If you are in a high caste family, right? If you are born in a high caste family, means you have done merits. What kind of a merit? You have respected Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. You have respected your mother and father. You have venerated Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. You have venerated your mother and father, teachers, and those who are worthy to respect. Because of doing that, you have gathered merits, and then with that merit you will be respected by the world. So if you want to be beautiful in the future, you have to do merits. If you want to be rich, then you have to be have to do merits. If you want to have a birth in high caste family until the liberation, so then you have to do merits. If you want to have a wise mind, if you want to have wisdom in yourself, so then you have to do merits, right? If you want to have a luxury vehicles, so then you have to collect merits for that, right? If you want to be born in the heaven, a Brahma world, so then you have to gather, collect merits, right? And with those treasurer of merits, you are having that. But with money, with gold, with gems, you can't have those things, right? By spending your money, by spending your gems, by spending your gold and everything, even the power, you can't go to the heaven, you can't go to Brahma world, you can't have a beautiful body, you can't have a handsome body, you can't have a beautiful voice, right? You can have those things because of merits. So then, Supreme Buddha said, if somebody is having a kingship, kinghood of a rural place, right, in a small area, that is because of merits, right? If somebody is becoming the leader of the society, leader of a kind of a big area, right? When we say in a state or a country, that that is because of merits, right? And also, if somebody becomes a universal king, right, who is controlling whole world, that is because of merits, right? And also, the merits, the treasurer of merits is the reason for that. And also, if you are having a happiness of human happiness and heavenly bliss, that is because of merits, the treasurer of merits that you have gained, accumulated, gathered in your life, right? And also, if you have any other form of happiness, right, that is because of merits, right? And then become if you meet Supreme Buddha, if you are having a chance to listen the teachings of Supreme Buddha, if you are fond of following the teachings of Supreme Buddha, right? And if you become Saddhanusari, if you become Dhammanusari, right? And then when you become a stream entrant, to be a once returner, to be a non-returner, and to be an arahant, to be a Pacceka Buddha, to be a supremely enlightened Buddha, Samma Sambuddha, you need merits, right? Well buried merits, right? Well buried treasurer, right? So then, if you are wise enough to understand this, you do merits every day. Supreme Buddha said, don't waste even a simple chance to collect merits. Likewise, a drop coming down fills the pot, right? A drop of water coming down, and it time by the passing of time, as it fills the pot, right? The small merit that you are doing every day will be bigger than you think, right? So be very careful, be very wise to collect merits. So you have so many ways and means to collect merits, right? You can give dana, you can protect precepts, you can do meditation, you can take refuge in Buddha Dhamma Sangha, you can protect precepts, right? Every day, morning to evening, evening to morning, you have a lot of chances to gather merits, right? So then, to be even Supreme Buddha, right? You need merits. So Supreme Buddha said, better, gather, better have a treasurer of merits rather than having, collecting, protecting a treasurer of gold, gems, jewelries, and all these things. So if you are wise enough, just earn money, just buy jewelries, just make houses, just make, lands and all, buy vehicles for the betterments of your present life. But it is something important. It is very important to earn merits to go to the next birth. Without merits, you can't go to the human world, you can't go to the heaven, you can't go to the Brahma world the next time. So if you have gathered merits, a lot of merits, so then without any fear, you can die thinking that I will be born in a human world. I will be born in a divine world. I will be born in Brahma world. We'll say, you have done loving kindness meditation a lot. You have given foods and everything to the needy ones and people, Mahasangha, everybody. And also you have not become angry, right? You haven't become angry. And then you have given dresses to the people, monks, you have given robes to the monks. So then you have collected merits to be beautiful. So when you go to die this time, and when you go to have a birth next time, you are going with merits to be beautiful to the next birth. So then nobody can stop. You are becoming beautiful. So it is a duty of you to collect merits whatever you want. If you want to be rich, collect merits to be rich. Don't blame your mother and father. As you are poor, so I am also poor, right? Because of you haven't collected merits to be rich. That is why you were born in a family which is very poor, right? Now you haven't collected merits to be beautiful. That is why your mother and father is ugly and also you are ugly, right? As a result of not gathering, collecting, accumulating merits to be beautiful. So then, who is having the blame? You are having the blame, right? Nobody should be responsible for this. Not your mother, not your father, not your relatives, not the gods, right? You should be responsible for the present status that you are having. We'll say you have no vehicles. That means you are the one who didn't do merits to have vehicles, right? You are not beautiful. The reason is why. The reason is what? You haven't done merits to be beautiful. So then nobody is responsible for that. Right? We'll say you have some, we'll say you have no one hand, you can't see properly, you can't hear properly, you have no house, you have no, we'll say, much money to spend as you wish. Who should be responsible? Your mother, your father, your brother, sister? No, dear. Meritorious friends, you should be responsible. You haven't respect your teachers, you haven't venerate your mother and father, you haven't venerate Buddha Dhamma Sangha, right? Then as you have done like that, you haven't done like that, right? As you have not venerated the person and the people who should be venerated, you will be having a birth in a lower level. But if you want to have a birth in a high caste family, it is up to you to venerate Buddha Dhamma Sangha and also venerate the places where Buddha was born. Buddha was, become enlightened, right? And Buddha preached the Dhamma first for the first time, and the place where Buddha passed away. And also you have to venerate the statues, bodhi trees, and the pagodas and all these things where the Supreme Buddha's relics are placed. So by venerating them, you can accumulate, you can gather merits to be born in a high caste family, right? And also, if you want to be rich, so then you have to give, right? You have to give money, you have to give foods, you have to give, lodgings, you have to give medicine, you have to give clothes to the poor ones, needy ones, as well as remember, you have to give those things to monks. Then only you can have more merits than giving poor people, right? So whenever you give something to the monks, you will be getting countless of merits, right? The the amount of merits will not be able to say in words. That is why we say countless of merits will be received when you give something to the monks, right? So it is a great chance for you to have merits, right? Gather merits, collect merits until the death. You will be having the benefits of them. We'll say you ask the person who is doing insurance in your area and ask him to come to your place and uh have an insurance plan, right? So this much will be having when you become sick. This much will be having when you go to the hospital and admitted and being in the hospital. And this much will be having when you die for the family members, right? That is not a good insurance, right? The best insurance is take refuge in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. That is the best insurance that you can have, right? Because Supreme Buddha said, if somebody is having even a simple, single, little faith in Supreme Buddha, they won't go to the hell after the death. Supreme Buddha said, they will be born in the heaven, right? Those who are having even a little faith in Buddha, right? They will be born in the heaven, not in the hell. So then you are very lucky, dear meritorious friends, devotees, as I think you were lucky to be Buddhists, right? You are lucky to listen the teachings of Supreme Buddha. You are following those things because you have done merits to be like that. So I would like to say that you are the richest people in the world. You are the most fortunate people in the world as you are able to follow, listen the teachings of Supreme Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.